If you've ever pulled a trailer or you're considering pulling a trailer, you probably don't think too much about the hitch ball. For those of you who are new to pulling a trailer, you might not even realize that there are 3 different size balls. And that's something that you need to pay attention to, as well as the size of your hitch receiver hole. Most of them are 2 inches, but sometimes there's vehicles that have a larger one or a smaller one. And then of course, there's the drop. But we're not going to cover that in this video. And this video is just about balls. What? Trailer hitch balls. But the goofy thing about all of this is there's actually 3 different size balls for our trailers. This one here is a 2-inch ball. So if you can read the writing on this, which is embossed on the front of your trailer, and you can read the writing on the top of the ball, you match that up. Because if you don't match it up, what can happen is this can come off going down the road. So the 3 sizes are 1 7/8, 2-inch, and 2 5/16. Now, if you do a little bit of fractional math, you'll realize that the small ball and the big ball are less than ½ an inch difference in size. That's right. So my question is, why do we need to have 3? I don't think we need 3. I think we could easily get rid of this, standardize it to 1 size ball, or maybe 2 sizes, and make it easier for people to understand, because this is silly. And having to buy one of these because you have multiple trailers doesn't make any sense to me. Now I know right away a bunch of you are going to start typing in the comments saying, the larger ball is for heavier loads and heavier trailers. And yes, that is theoretically true. However, there are some times that the size of the ball doesn't seem to matter. For example, this ball right here is a 2-inch ball rated for 6,000 pounds. It says so right on top of the ball. This is a 2 5/16 ball that's also rated for 6,000 pounds. I think we should just stop using the 1 7/8 one altogether. And some people will say, oh, they haven't used those for years. That's for old stuff. No, it's not. Here's a Harbor Freight trailer that they sell brand new right now. And here's the specs on that trailer. Yep, this Harbor Freight trailer uses the 1 7/8 ball. Also, people will say it has to do with the size of the boat or size of the trailer. Well, I had a 23.5-foot bow rider that used the 2 5/16 ball. My bow rider boat was lighter and smaller than my buddy's boat, which is 25 feet, and it used a 2-inch ball. Now, the argument people might make is they'll say, oh, cost. It's because, you know, a larger ball uses more metal and it's more expensive to produce. Let's take a look at the price difference between an 1 7/8 and a 2-inch and a 2 5/16 inch ball. There is not a lot of price difference between those balls. To have it be standardized and it costs us like $1 or $2 more, in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. The challenge right now is that, for example, if you're buying your very first trailer, your very first boat, and you get the exact correct ball and assembly for that trailer, then you go later on to get a little garden trailer or a larger boat or whatever, and you have to buy a whole other setup, or you have to have one of these silly things. And of course, this one doesn't even have any drop on it, so, you know, the height is all wrong. And for a while, I had 3 trailers in my yard, and each of them used a different ball. Now I've got myself down to 2 trailers, and both of them happen to use the 2-inch ball, which is very nice. Not only is it important to get the right size ball for your trailer, but also the weight rating is very, very important. Because, for example, this one here, which uses a 2-inch ball, and this one here uses a 2-inch ball, this boat weighs a lot less than that boat does there. And I need to make sure that I've got the correct weight rating to be able to haul this boat and trailer down the road. So all 2-inch balls are not made the same. And same with the hitch assemblies and everything. My hitch assembly is rated for 6,000 pounds, as is my ball. So I know that both of those are rated for 6,000 pounds. And it's not just what the weight rating says here on this or on the ball, but also what you're putting on that trailer. For example, this trailer here is one that I bought used, and I have the Whaler on there. Now, this trailer fits the Whaler, but the weight of my boat might be far more than the weight of the boat that used to be on here. So therefore, I need to make sure that this and my receiver and everything is rated for the weight of what this boat is. And that gets to be a bit tricky, because sometimes when you're buying stuff used and you're throwing a bunch of components on there, throwing a bunch of weight in there, you don't know what that weight is. So always err on the side of buying something beefier and stronger than what you need. Now, I probably could go buy a cheap 2-inch ball that's not rated for 6,000 pounds, and it might be perfectly fine for my small boat. But if I was pulling a larger boat, that could be a problem, because that ball could be the weak link in the system, because it's not rated for all of the weight of this boat, especially this one, because it's a waterlogged Whaler that weighs, I don't know what it weighs, it's a lot. The fact that there's different weight ratings for the same size ball, I think, is another flaw or weak link with our current system. And, you know, once again, I'm not trying to impose new laws on the world, but if we could just simplify it, where maybe everything was a 2-inch ball and it was all rated for up to 8,000 pounds, and everything over 8,000 pounds had a 3-inch ball, and one of those was red and one was blue, you would know that 90% of your small residential trailers and smaller boats could be carried with System 1, and that everything bigger gets carried with System 2. Instead, right now, we have this weird situation where there can be very highly rated 2-inch balls and very low rated 2 5/16 inch balls. And I think that's just strange. And I think the fact that they have the 3 different sizes is actually dangerous, because the fact that there's 3 different standard ball sizes, and a person who's new to pulling a trailer may not realize that and may get the wrong equipment and have to go back to the store. So I guess the point of all of this is basically, if you're new to trailering, be sure to check and make sure you're using the exact right size ball with the receiver and everything is rated correctly, so that way you're safe. If you're a manufacturer and you're watching this video, or somebody who can lobby for things to be changed, I think we should simplify this. Maybe we make everything the 2 5/16 ball or whatever. That would be fine with me. I think we should standardize this a little better than it is, because I think if we standardize things, maybe there would be 1 or 2 less trailer accidents out there. So please let me know your thoughts on this subject in the comments below. And if you're new to trailers, I hope this was helpful for you, so that you can size things appropriately, so that you can trailer whatever it is you're trailering safely down the road. Well, thanks so much for watching. Here's another video for you. It's also trailer related, and I'll see you in the next video.